Love's for beginners, ain't no winners. It slips through your fingers, I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna, promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Come get your future, know you wanna. She'll never betray ya, she ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming, yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life.
Question: did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Can everyone hear me? One in the chat, please. Hope everyone is doing well. Slightly earlier podcast today because I'm going out in the evening. So I wanted to just get the podcast done now because once I go out, we're going for dinner and we are partying till 5 a.m. Yes. Bashment, reggaeton, and Afro beats. Thank you very much. Right. Let's get straight into it then. Starting off with a little bit of a throwback from the TIG Life days. Yes. Shout out to all the women who made their own lives, poured into themselves before settling down, who didn't wait around for 10 years and found a man that loved and respects them as much as you love and respect him. That's the type of love we want. We don't want no one waiting around for 10 years. Right. Start with some good news, as we always like to do here. Ooh, let me just put the banner up. Okay, start with some good news. Yes. Invictus. So there was this update from the Ministry of Defence in the United Kingdom. They tweeted 59 serving UK Armed Forces personnel and veterans will represent the nation at Invictus Games in Dusseldorf in September. Fantastic. Big team. The Team UK unveiled today. With Team UK unveiled today, Defence Minister A.W. Morrison recognized the enduring inspiration of the Invictus Games. He said in a statement, the Invictus Games is an inspiring example of how the resilience and discipline gained during a military career can be applied to the sporting arena. Being a part of Team UK is a rewarding opportunity for both our service personnel and veterans who have all given so much to the armed forces community in keeping the nation safe. Defence Minister Dr. Andrew Morrison MP on the Invictus Games Team UK announcement. And it's great to see the Ministry of Defence and representatives actually coming out and being supportive and not being petty. Also, who remembers this headline from the Daily Fail? Prince Harry's tell-all memoir must sell more than 1.7 million copies for publishers to break even. Well, guess what? We did that in 72 hours? And Spare is still going on, 9-10 weeks now? Still number one. Still in high demand. And we'll probably see a boost at during the summertime when people want to get a book for their summer reading, and during the holiday season as well. Also, over at Jeremy Clarkson's farm, the so-called Diddly Squat Farm, I think it's called. Apparently, workers there are having to wear body cameras because of abuse from villagers. Now, apparently, you've got petrol heads in their cars revving around, causing a lot of noise, and then also there's plans for an extension that a lot of people are fighting against. So the Juju hitting once again, and dude should have just kept his mouth shut, kept Meghan out of his mouth. But I'll update you on how that's going. Also, over at The Crown, they are filming season 6. Here you see William, Catherine, and I believe that should be one of her exes. So it's going to be interesting to see how they portray this in the next season, because actually from the beginning, oh sorry, a lot of noise, one sec. Sorry about that, folks. I'm on a very busy road. Yeah, from the beginning, we were told that the William and Kate portion of season 6 was actually going to be quite small. So it seems like they're going full speed ahead, and we're seeing more and more stills from that period. So will they do the same thing they did with Charles and Camilla with last season and kind of gloss over things? Make things, I guess, do a bit of a sympathy swan song for Charles and Camilla. We'll see. Also, Denise Welsh, who's been a huge supporter of Harry and Meghan, tweeting, so looking forward to Harry getting his day in court hacking. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the UK, a lot of celebrities who are silently supporting. A lot of them are scared to say something because they don't want to get the heat from the press either. But the more people step up, I think the easier it's going to be for other celebrities to come together. But I think those that have decided to take it all the way to the end also have the biggest pockets, because it's very difficult to get justice if you don't have a lot of money. And you can see it in the people that have taken this all the way to the end. And someone tweeted this, and they said the British media made SP, aka that's South Park, breaking news when they showed Harry and Meghan in one of their episodes. They made Meghan eating an $18 salad, breaking news. They made Meghan eating avocados, breaking news, and so on, but no reports on Harry suing stalker Morgan. They've all gone silent all of a sudden. Now, I did see some reports in some major outlets, but it was a good 24 hours afterwards, and they're not putting it on the front page. They're reporting on it, but very silently as possible. Right, let me go to your comments before I go on to the next thing. And thank you to, I think we've got some new members. Got to scroll down a little bit to see. Let's have a look. Oh, who's the member that I'm missing? Oh, it's Miranda Ross, who's been a member for 8 months. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And also Elaine Parker, who's also been a member for 11 months. And also Kathy G, who's been a member for 14 months. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. And I appreciate your generosity so much. Also, thank you to, I'm going to say Zelma V. I won't say your full last name, but Zelma V, who sent a PayPal, and she said, for all the good things you do for Harry and Meghan and something else, what is the name of the song in the beginning? Nice beat. And it gives me energy and great vibes from Africa, from an African queen, and have a nice day. Thank you so much. The song is called, those of you that are always asking, it's called Best in Life by Vicky Vox. So you can download the song. Right. On to the next thing. Those of you who are super excited about the coronation, they are spending $1 million on giant screens so that everyone can see it throughout all the big cities. Now, I remember during the Jubilee, there were pictures coming out from different parts of the UK where they had set up these screens and there was literally no one there. No one. So I do think that the coronation is going to be a little bit of a bigger deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was also met with some protests. Oh, and there's Camilla with her. This is Camilla's court right here. The tabloid press and their gossip mongers. Right, in some other news, Donald Trump. This guy has not been on my radar for a while. I literally stopped caring the moment he left the presidency. I was just like, bye, so long. But for some reason, he couldn't help but put Diana's name in his mouth. And Charles Spencer tweeted back saying, surprised to hear that Donald Trump is apparently claiming that my late sister Diana wanted to kiss his ass since the one time she mentioned him to me when he was using her good name to sell some real estate in New York. She clearly viewed him as worse than an anal fisher. Well, there you go. Wouldn't surprise me that he was trying to use her name to sell his real estate. Never knew about that. I would say that Donald Trump is a better marketer than he is businessman. As a businessman, he's generally a failed one. Many failed ventures, but he's always been very good at creating this golden aura around him. And, before he was ever president, before the world really got to know who he was, many of us did like him or were at least intrigued by his family and, the Trump Tower and the gold gilded everything. And but obviously, as soon as he got into power, we found out exactly who he was. So it doesn't surprise me that he would be trying to use Diana's name. He's also recently come out and said that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday, and he is calling for the American people to protest and, quote, take our nation back. So to my friends in the US, please be careful. I hope you don't have another January 6th. I don't know if maybe Baron will go a little bit more into this, because I haven't really been following this story. But just be careful and watch yourselves, because there are some crazies out there. Sorry, I'm gonna go on mute again because of the noise. Right. To your comments before we go into the next thing. Ladybird, you said Trump must get ready for jail. Looks like he will be there for a while. Well, there's actually quite a lot of things, even outside of things that happened during the presidency, that have been hanging on his head for a while. So they don't really even have to get him for anything connected to the presidency, to be honest. Like, a dude has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Joseph Bruno, golden aura. How about golden shower? Oh god, Joseph. I actually almost did the Miss Universe pageant many years ago. Those of you that don't know, Donald Trump owned the Miss Universe pageant, and he made it one of the most popular, sought after crowns out of all the big five. What happened was, actually, I was too young to go to Miss Universe, so they sent me to Miss Princess World instead. And then after doing that, I just wasn't really interested in doing pageants anymore. But I do know a couple of girls that did go, and they had some interesting things to tell me. I'll save that for another podcast. I've never liked anything about that orangutan. Well, you know what? I have to say, I think maybe for you guys in the US, you've probably known the truth all along. But for us on the outside, Trump was sold to us in a completely different way. Compton Caligo, you got kicked off of Twitter because you dumped on Trump. Oh gosh. Personally, orange menace in an orange suit. Hope so. Enough of him. Enough of him, enough of Murdoch, enough of all of them. Right. William and Kate were in Ireland looking happy as ever. I mean, just look at these festive glances, these loving glances, these glowing glances. And the Irish, or at least Irish Twitter, weren't too happy about it. One person tweeting, "They're trying to rile us. There's no other reasonable answer. That awkward moment when you fall asleep in your salad at lunch and are rudely awoken to go on parade." Jason Goldman saying, "Irish republicanism at the top of my closely held political beliefs. Actual stakes in the issue." And somebody else saying, "This has radicalized me." Oh, there you go. I do believe, though, that the what they're wearing, that's called a shamrock. That's the what people usually see as like the four-leaf clover. So I think it is a generally like traditional thing, and I do think they were trying to be respectful. But obviously, though, I mean, these are just a few of the comments that came up, and yeah, a lot of people were not happy about it. I don't know how, in the long term, doing things like this is going to come across, because Ireland fought really hard for their liberation and for their freedom, and part of that fight was to get away from monarchy. And in fact, it was it Mountbatten? Somebody please help me in the comment section. Who was it who had his boat blown up by the IRA? Help me out in the comment section, please. So nonetheless, though, happy St. Patrick's Day if we do have any Irish squaddies in the chat. Oh, Roseanne, you also got kicked off of Facebook because of Trump. Wow. Yeah, Annie, William looking like he doesn't want to be there. He really is, isn't it? Julia, this is the first speech by Kate that I could understand what she said. Yeah, she did give a speech, and it was a lot better than what she said in the past. Yes, Tree for Dilly, don't mess with the Irish. Yes, Mountbatten, thank you so much. Thank you. Right, on to the next thing. The press barons. I just wanted to touch on this very briefly. Does anybody know? Now, two of the men in the pictures I do know, Rothermere and Murdoch, but I don't know who the other two are. So if anybody does, please do let me know in the comment section, because I want to do a little bit more research into that. But the two people I'm going to cover today, just briefly, are Rothermere and Murdoch. Now, Hugh Grant, who has been a huge part of the Hacked Off inquiry, he's been one of the few British celebrities who's really spoken against the tabloid media. And he was on The View the other day, and he had some very well, he said the loud parts out louder. And we're just going to listen to what he said. So here is the audio. Give me a sec, folks. Oh, what's going on with the sound here?
I've always been impressed by this. You've been a long time critic of the British tabloid press. A very outspoken one, an important voice in the phone hacking scandal that brought down Rupert Murdoch's News of the World in 2011. Why was the issue so important for you to take on? Because I've heard from your own experience, these people go really far in terms of invading privacy.
Yes. Everyone thinks, oh, well, he's just bitter because he got arrested with a hooker in 1995. Actually, but you know what? Really, who hasn't? Okay. Actually, it had nothing to do with that, because that was never uncovered by tabloids. It was the bloody police gave everyone the information. No, it's not to do with that. It was to do with newspapers need power, a lot of power, because they're really important to democracy. But, he said pompously, with power comes responsibility.
Yes.
And in Britain, it is a kind of uniquely UK problem.
Yeah.
There's no responsibility, and these big newspaper owners, largely non-tax-paying newspaper owners, are living above the law and invading the privacy of people whose kids have been killed in a road accident or whatever to get the sensational article. And no one dares to take them on in Britain because they're so scared of them, especially the politicians. And that's why politicians really, in my country, are chosen by the press. Our Prime Minister is largely chosen by dint of how much he's sucked up to the newspaper barons. So that's what my campaign is about.
Do you think that Brexit has ruined your country?
Well, I do. He said with a smile.
Yeah.
And actually, now the majority of Brits do as well.
Yeah.
I think
So maybe it'll get fixed. I hope.
Yeah, the Europeans may not want us back. They may say, well, you know, choose one and stick to it.
It's also very pricey for them to get back into.
Yeah, but
we used to have a discount.
Right, so there he said it. And this is actually one of the first times I think I've heard a major celebrity, especially on a large American network like The View, outright say the United Kingdom does not choose its prime minister. The prime minister is chosen based on, you know, whoever sucks up really to the tabloids, and they can either make you or break you. And we saw that with Corbyn, how they broke him, and we saw it with Liz Truss, how they made her one of the most incompetent prime ministers. Boris Johnson, also very incompetent. So we're going to go through a couple of things that I found. Yes, Tree for Dilly, God bless the Irish. They weren't having it on the day it was announced that Lizzie passed away. So I'll just go through your comments before I get to the pictures. Hi in the chat if you're just joining us. Thumbs up, please. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Right, so on what Hugh Grant said. Here you have Rupert Murdoch with Boris Johnson, with Cameron, David Cameron, former Conservative Prime Minister, and former Labour Prime Ministers Tony Blair and Gordon Brown. And you also have, here's Rothermere. Oh wait, no, this is Rebecca Brooks, who was one of the central figures of the phone hacking scandal. She got away with a slap on the wrist. And here she is also with Boris Johnson, Tony Blair with the Queen in the central picture there with Piers Morgan. Having a very good time with Piers Morgan in some of these pictures. Allegedly, for the lawyers listening, they had a thing. And also her and Murdoch with David Cameron. Now, I did have another slide. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I did actually have another slide of Rothermere with all of the prime ministers, with Boris Johnson, David Cameron, Tony Blair, and Gordon Brown. But for some reason, it seems to have gone missing. But here he is, Rothermere. Rothermere obviously is the head of Associated Newspapers that owns the Daily Fail, and Meghan mentioned him in her court win statement when she won the court case to do with her letter. Here he is with Kate some years back, with Philip, with the Queen, with Ford Fiesta, Sophie, shaking William's hand, and you can see David Cameron, former British Prime Minister, there on his left with the Queen, and also in that picture, the bottom picture with the Queen, to his left, that's Sajid Javid, who is a high-ranking MP in the current Conservative government. What was interesting was that I couldn't find a single picture of Harry at these events. So it's very clear that Harry has been watching his back and avoiding these people and not playing the game for a long time. Mrs. How did Rothermere get so powerful? Well, okay, so I was actually going to do a whole video because I think it warrants a whole video on Rothermere. Rothermere is a fourth Viscount. So he comes from a long line of press barons, right? And his great-grandfather was actually very close with Hitler, interviewed Hitler many times. So to answer your question, that's how. His power is very much inherited and it's been passed down through his family line. Also, I didn't know this. I discovered this just the other day. His daughter lashed out at Meghan. And not only did she lash out at Meghan, she lashed out at Meghan in Jessica Mulrooney's comment section. So Jessica had posted this. Jessica Mulrooney, for those of you that are maybe a little bit new to the squad, she's a friend of Meghan's. They were friends even during Meghan's pre-royal life. And she posted this: when someone faces unfair criticism, you call it out. When that person is your friend and your family, you call those critics what they truly are. Shame on you, you racist bullies. And then she responded, Eleanor Hamsworth, her name, daughter of Rothermere, she responded by saying, by marrying Prince Harry, she chose to put herself in a position where she would be scrutinized. She also made a huge song and dance about being an eco-warrior and proceeded to travel around Europe on private jets. Don't ever remember Meghan, even in pre-royal life, having anything to do with environmentalism. It was mostly humanitarian work with women's rights. But anyway, the British public dislike hypocrisy, and the British press make money from exposing this hypocrisy. Grow up. This British press makes money from exposing hypocrisy. This British press that cozies up to politicians and tells them, if you don't do what we tell you, you can't be prime minister. I said probably a year ago now on this podcast that sooner or later, the British press is going to become the news globally. And very, very slowly that is happening. Because more and more people are starting to wake up to the fact that you have a handful of people that are pulling all the strings, and that this problem, not that there isn't press corruption around the world in different countries in different ways, but there is a uniquely specific problem with the tabloid press and how the tabloid press is in the UK. And she had the nerve to come out here and say the British public dislike hypocrisy and the British press make money from exposing this hypocrisy. They make money from people's misery. And the audacity of somebody that was born into such great privilege to lash out at Meghan like this, saying by marrying a prince she chose, to put herself in that position. So you think just because somebody is in a particular position, just because somebody fell in love, they deserve to be ripped to pieces? He was never going to choose you, sis. He was never going to choose you. And with that, I am done. I will eventually, when I get my ish together, do a full video on Rothermere, because there's a lot to say about him and his family history. Yeah, Ladybird, vampires all hang out together. And, this is why podcasts like this matter, because nobody else really looks at these type of things. And people don't really know. What Hugh Grant said, a lot of British people even are very oblivious to this. A lot of them just assume that it's just my ballot vote that matters. And it does. But there are other forces that be. And in order for you to get the person that you want in power and to get the things that you want done in the political space, you got to do more than just show up and vote. You've got to really get involved in the grassroots level, on a local level. You've got to really keep an eye on, what the powers that be are doing. Right. I will go through your comments and then we will call it a day. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming a little bit earlier today. Hanan, caught alive. Haven't been on for ages. Yeah. Yeah, I just decided to come on a little bit early because I'm going out later. I need to get ready now. Yeah, Adrian. Harry's good for watching and listening like a hawk. Yeah, I couldn't find a single picture of him with Rothermere. If anybody can find one, please send it to me. But I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any of him with Rothermere or Murdoch. And if there is, it probably is just the one. Hi, Black Queen. How's it going? Yeah, Janine, when money makes you think you're untouchable. Why is Pig Moron in bed? His ass ain't sick, he's faking it. I think this is when he was claiming that he got the Mr. C. Felicia, you said, and you couldn't find a photo of Harry with those mafias because Harry got nothing to hide. The others, however, have so many things to hide. Hence their decision to suck up to the trash press. Indeed. I mean, it was literally, I think I'm actually missing one of the pictures, but there is actually a picture, and I've shown it on the podcast before, but of Camilla with Rothermere literally weeks after Meghan won her case against the Daily Mail. Camilla was photographed with him. So unfortunately, Harry's family they've chosen sides, and they've chosen the dark side. Mrs. S, how does Buy Me a Coffee work? So it's kind of like you just enter you decide how many coffees you want to buy, and then you just enter your payment details. I mean, by all means, folks, if buying super chats is more convenient for you, that's fine. I just always encourage to use the other platforms like PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and Cash App, just because YouTube doesn't get any of the revenue then, and it goes straight to me, the creator. Somebody's asking, are the no, so these are This is photoshopped. That's photoshopped. Somebody Photoshop this. We need not my queen consort pictures, please. But yeah, if I'll maybe do like a post on the community tab, to maybe explain a little bit more. But yeah, you essentially just go on the side, you'll see like a buy and a coffee, and like one coffee is $5. So you can decide how many coffees you want to buy if you want to use that as an option. Mrs. S, I tried, but it is stuck on one and won't move no matter how many times I press. Oh, So there's like three numbers next to number one. Like there's like 1, 3, and 5, but I think you can put like like enter 2 at the end. I mean, I'm doing it now and it seems to be working. So I'm not quite sure what the issue is. But maybe if Buy Me a Coffee isn't working, maybe maybe use PayPal instead. Teresa, as a young boy and throughout his adult life, H knew how vile these people were. Yeah. And he does mention Rebecca Brooks. I forgot to say, for those of you that haven't read the book yet, he does mention Rebecca Brooks and the way that she was obsessed with him. And she, I believe, got something like a close to 30 million, something like that, payout from Murdoch. She has often been referred to as his surrogate daughter. Right. And with that, I'm going to leave it. Thank you everyone for coming. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I should be around tomorrow. Maybe sometime again in the late afternoon. Hopefully I would have recovered from my hangover. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. See you later. Ciao.